Hello and welcome to Weekend Movie Bros, a live commentary of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, somewhat late at night.
Somewhat.
For some people, it's in the morning right now.
So, as you all know, during the podcast this past week, we said we were going to do a live commentary on Just Mercy, one of the free films that came out for the Black Lives Matter movement. And we've both had, needless to say, a rough couple of days, whether it be work or whatever. And we both decided, I think it'd be better. We both decided it'd just be better to do a fun film. But this still incorporates what's going on in the world. And without further ado,
In 3, 2...
Two.
Oh, by the way, for anybody who is watching, we are just talking through it. There's going to be no sound, no visuals for the movie whatsoever. And if you want to watch it, if you have a Netflix subscription, it's on Netflix.
So I will actually tell you guys when the movie starts when we get to the Sony logo.
So 3, 2, 1. Let's play an alternate universe.
During the movie, it will pop a little Spyro logo up and it'll take you to behind the scenes stuff for making the movie. Like at their ideas and such.
Gotcha.
So if you're watching on the Blu-ray with us, we are on the FBI anti-piracy warning.
And we will tell you when we actually get to the Sony logo in case you're watching it on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Which I think is it the only one that's in 4K HDR movie-wise? Spider-Man? We just did the Sony logo. Isn't Spider-Man the only one that's 4K HDR on Netflix?
No.
It's only like I found was 4K.
They have a whole selection, Zegger, that's in 4K.
I need to go look at that selection.
Like almost every Netflix original film and TV show is in 4K.
So, Jake, when was the last time you watched Spider-Man?
When it came out in theaters in December.
Of 2018?
Yeah. I saw it,
Dad says we all three saw it in theaters, didn't we?
Nope.
Dad said we did.
Yeah, I saw this by myself.
I thought you went with us when me and Tim saw it.
No.
Oh.
I was at school, Zachary.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this by myself the week after it came out.
This movie is so good.
Because everybody's saying it was amazing, and I was like, okay, I should go experience it for myself. And I sure did, and it was a great time.
It's such a good movie. I'm so glad they're not rushing the sequel. Like, they're giving them time to work on it. This was the biggest secret of the movie. Was his voice, was Chris Pine. Now, out of curiosity, does this make you want them to go back and do a Spider-Man film with Chris Pine as Peter Parker?
No.
I own the Christmas album on Spotify. The soundtrack to this movie is incredible. I know it's supposed to be a commentary, guys, but this movie is just, it instantly just gets your attention. Animation helps. I remember when this film got announced, everybody was laughing at like, oh, like really an animated Spider-Man kids movie? How well is that going to turn out? Boy, were they wrong.
Well, it's a very adult animated.
Mm-hmm. Wow, man, this movie hits all the notes for today's society, doesn't it? I love his dad. I never really realized that line that he says that we all make those choices, and then he says that and feels like he take that choice away. That's deep. Tire shoe. I took that from this movie. Whenever my shoe's untied, I go, "Your shoe's untied, right?" Yeah, it's a choice. Man, she had a good year in December, didn't she? Between Bumblebee and this, both very, very, very good movies. One shouldn't have been as good as it was, but it was good. That's a good teacher.
Mm.
Hey. He does.
It's just animated so beautifully.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazier is that if you really don't focus, I've heard some people say the animation gives them a headache because there's a lot going on, but it really not. That number shows up everywhere.
Is there a specific reason?
Why? So in the 161 universe where Peter's from, he got bit by a spider with the number 51. And so that was the 51st spider they worked on. So this is the 42nd spider they worked on. So it's significant to each Spider-Man when they get bit. And there's a theory going around. There's a theory going around in comics that all Spider-Man's numbers, when they line up together, make a theoretical timeline for each Spider-Man within this universe. It's weird. I just say it's just a 42.
It's a very long and extended answer for a simple.
It was also issue 42 of the Amazing Spider-Man run during that time when he was introduced, was Miles introduced. There's a lot of significance to that number.
What number of the Amazing Spider-Man run was Miles Morales introduced?
Here's what I found.
Give me a second.
This is the best reaction to getting bit by a spider. No. I don't know why Sony didn't say, "Hey guys, look, it's Gronk." Such a wasted opportunity. It's the only thing I like about this film. Wasted opportunity. They could have done stuff with them.
No, it's not a waste of opportunity.
You think they'll use them in 2?
Here's the thing. If Gronk is anything like
Ned.
I don't want Gronk. That's like one of the worst characters of the MCU. So Zachary, you're wrong. He showed up in Ultimate Fallout number 4, following the death of Peter Parker. So,
He always has to be right.
I do. Well, actually, in that case, I didn't know, so I just wanted to prove him wrong. And in which I did.
Why don't you think she said her name? Would that really have screwed everything up?
I think she's not really sure what
happened.
Yeah.
Shoulder touch. Hey.
Yeah, I actually really think the haircut really suits her, and I think she makes it really rough.
Mm-hmm. And it adds to her character as the movie progresses.
You can try to see the purple. You know?
Mm-hmm. What's up with that guy's curly Q? And if you are one, I think this is also true with this movie because it's a Marvel film. If you stay to the end credits, actually play that song in full, and listening to Spider-Man give up halfway through the song is so good. Oh, it's so good.
Who's that?
Okay, if you are looking at that film carefully, Brian Michael Bendis, the creator of Miles Morales, is his first contact. And I think if you also look in there, Stan Lee's in this movie a lot. I think he's actually in his contacts as well. If you look around the film, you can see Stan a lot, and it's really, really cool. Also, this is also, in my opinion, Stan Lee's best cameo is in this movie.
In this one?
Yes. I think his Endgame one is important because it's his last cameo in person. But I think as an actual cameo, this is his best. Because Spider-Man was his first character that he created.
Yeah.
Normal. I heard a lot of people complaining about not complaining, more like going, man, Green Goblin looks weird in this movie. Like, if you know the Ultimate Comics, Green Goblin was a giant mutant goblin in the Ultimate Comics. So that's why he looks what he does.
Exactly.
Hmm.
No spoilers, as there could be certain people who are experiencing the film for the first time right now, like myself.
Staten Island, maybe.
So cool. I think that's some of the best parts of this movie is the action sequences because
They're visually so well done.
the amount of editors it had to take.
I can only imagine. Especially with the animation they decided to work on with.
To call back to that line.
Mm-hmm. You know, this Peter Parker reminds me of the Peter from PS4 Spidey. A little bit. Like, he's just so in his prime. I love Prowler's music. Like, how would you not take that opportunity? This is the weirdest design.
He's like that in animated series? Is that right? Or the comics?
More comic than cartoon. There's a 616.
It's interesting because certain shots and certain things
Mm-hmm.
look so realistic.
And then certain shots look like came straight out of a comic strip.
Yeah.
It's crazy how well they follow his origin story while adding in extra elements.
Mm-hmm.
He's a waste of a character.
Yeah.
Tombstone.
And he's only in a few scenes. Blonde.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was it Spider-Man Homecoming
Yeah.
that we got the sneak peek for?
Yeah. So it was in that movie. It is when Spider-Man's doing his interrogation stuff for the first time, and he webs his hand to the trunk of the car, and he's doing his intimidation voice. And Aaron brings up his nephew in that conversation.
Yeah. so cool.
Mm-hmm. I hope Prowler's the villain of the PS5 game. Like they dive deep in his.
Yeah,
wish.
because
Because
we'll talk about it kind of as we get a little bit further into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they made a few mistakes.
Hmm?
I think they made a few mistakes,
What do you mean?
but we can't talk about it yet. Hasn't happened.
But with his dad, spoils for the PS4 game. But with Miles's dad being gone in that version, I kind of hope they bring in his uncle to be like his father figure, and we find out more about that. I think that'd be really cool. I would hope so. It's his house. Can we go? Nah, ran it up to this guy named Brody. He'll be back soon.
Such a freakish long cord.
Yeah, if you show it in camera, he got this new pair of headphones, but they're corded, bungee corded. This is also one of my favorite uses of a song.
Can't sing. Humming might be okay.
You know what this means? He walked around all night last night. See, that's why I like Chris Lord and Phil Miller so much, is that they can bring in tight comedy within those really serious moments. Clear example.
I don't know. I think that right there, that whole scene of him dying and things, I think the MCU needs something more like that.
For like their heroes, I feel like they gave it to Tony.
I think no.
What do you mean?
It's hard to explain.
Okay.
They kind of did it a little bit in Spider-Man Far From
Home.
I
think the best use of a character dying and people all mourning him in different ways, I think still, granted the movie has a lot of other issues, I think his death is handled well as Superman in BVS. Because like they properly buried Clark with his family, but the people who really didn't deserve him buried the empty casket. So I feel like in deaths, I think they did it the best. Still. I wonder how they would do. I wonder how they would pull it off, movie wise, if they did a Batman death. Like if they killed Batman, I wonder how they would represent that funeral wise. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Say 2016.
I don't know. 2018.
2018. Okay. 91. This is my favorite joke of the movie. Just a recurring gag. This is Benjamin Parker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's like, not my pizza. By the way, if you've never seen New Girl, one of Jesse's friends in that show plays this version of Peter Parker. And he's very good in this movie. I forget his name. Here we go, Mr. Fact Checker.
No, I was going to get his name.
I know.
It's not being a fact checker, that's being kind.
And blonde.
Jake Johnson.
Thank you. And if you saw Venom in theaters, you saw this scene after the movie was over.
That's what I'm thinking of.
What's up? Wait for it. Stanley right there. He walked over him. I was Stan. What? Oh. It took them 2 minutes to explain interdimensional universe Spider-Man, and it took Endgame how long to explain time travel?
One would say complicated. Interesting, Mark Lester. He says Into the Spider-Verse is better than Tom Holland's Spidey.
Ooh, really? So, Mr. Mark, we can agree on some aspects of that. I agree on some aspects. What aspects of this movie or of this version of Spider-Man make it better than Tom's? I'm just curious.
Oh, how far are we?
42 minutes.
For anybody who is just now tuning in.
Or 42 minutes into the movie. And that's crazy. I always forget this movie's basically 2 hours long. It just flies by. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Spider-Man?
You ask all the wrong questions. So, to me, even though Holland, I think, has gotten the best trilogy of films, I still think
Even though we haven't actually seen his.
No, I count Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame because he's in all of them.
Yeah, let's just talk core films.
Core films, I still think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 is the best movie of any of them.
Not best. I'm not asking that. I'm asking who's your favorite Spider-Man, not the movie they're a part of. Who is your favorite Spider-Man?
Who's my favorite Spider-Man?
Who portrayed Spider-Man you think the best?
Can we count the game?
Nope. Movies.
Can we count this?
Yeah, that's a movie.
Oh boy. Honestly, Garfield. His movies were my least favorite, but I feel like he perfectly captured the ultimate Spider-Man comics very, very, very well. If you look at each run, I consider the Ditko run with Tobey Maguire, like the old 60s, 70s-esque run on Spider-Man. Garfield was our intermiddle ultimate stuff. And I think Holland is perfect for Amazing Spider-Man now. And I've never been a big fan of the current run of Spider-Man. I've always thought it was just okay. There were some aspects that did with it was really cool. But I think Garfield still, he got the shittiest part of the whole situation, in my opinion, when it came to his movies. But I think he portrayed both Peter and Spider-Man the best. Because he was very quippy. He was very on his toes. I love him in the first one. The second one, not so much. But in the first one, he is the ideal Spider-Man to me. Now, my favorite Spider-Man, if I can just say my favorite Spider-Man in this movie, is easily Noir. Easily Noir. And you'll see why when we get to him. What about you, Jake? Who is your favorite Spider-Man currently?
It's a good question.
You and I always debated about Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 being a good movie.
I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a guilty pleasure.
Do you think the first Amazing Spider-Man is a good movie? I do. I honestly
based
do.
on rewatch, I did not enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Garfield?
Yeah. For a long time, I'd say he's probably my favorite. But I would say either Holland or Miles.
Holland or Miles? Now let me ask you, what is your favorite Spider-Man movie besides this one? Like of the live action ones, which one's your favorite?
Far From Home.
Far From Home? 4 hours. My favorite live action Spider-Man film still is 2. I don't know why it still is, but I think it's the combination of Dr. Octopus being as good as a villain as he is. I'll explain a little bit later. This movie is so funny.
It's so good. To be honest with you, actually, though, I'd say it probably is the best Spider-Man movie.
Well, this.
I'm just talking about the movie in general. Spider-Verse versus Homecoming, Far From Home. Spider-Verse is better than Homecoming and Far From Home, in my opinion. I agree. I agree with you because, like, Like, I think, I don't like Homecoming. It's probably my least favorite Spider-Man. Oh, no. One of my least favorite Spider-Man movies.
Really?
Yeah, you know I don't like Homecoming. But Far From Home is still one of my favorites. I read that to you.
Oh.
I just personally do think that this one is probably the best. Because I think the story, the way it handles all these different villains and captures everything, I think it does the best.
One of the coolest reveals of this movie. Such a cool reveal. One of the cool. It's so cool. I mean, who was expecting that? It's fine.
It just, I mean, it's like one of those movies that, like, yeah.
Hey.
Oh my Jesus.
How do you what he took a pickle.
Honestly, that's very true. Ooh, my computer's gonna die.
Huh. You pause real quick?
No, I'll just continue watching. I'll get the charger. I will be right back, but we're gonna continue the live.
Mm-hmm. So, Mark, since we got your attention there, buddy, who's your favorite Spider-Man in this movie? I'm curious, because mine's Noir. I think Cage is fantastic in this movie, and it shows a lot. I think Noir is the best. That's my opinion. What about you, buddy?
Do you guys still have the extension cable?
Yeah, it's in my room. Gwanda. I got you. Good call. Who all thought that when they said save it for Comic-Con that we were going to get a Comic-Con trailer back in 2018 for Spider-Man? Because they said save it for Comic-Con. Yeah, Mentor Peter Parker is really cool. I love what they do with him, and I mean obviously Miles is Miles. Who's your least favorite Spider-Man in this movie? Like, who's one that you could have easily gone without in the film? They're all cool. My least favorite's probably. Well, actually, no, that's hard. I don't have a least favorite now. Never mind.
You can't ask the question if you don't have the answer to the question.
Then probably Penny. I don't think they fleshed her out enough as the other ones. Like, they fleshed out her robot more than her. Probably Penny Parker. Spider-Ham is just great comic relief. And John Mulaney, I mean, you can't go wrong with John Mulaney. My least favorite character in this movie is Tombstone. I love Tombstone. He's great in the game. Just a waste of a guy in this movie. By the way, clever Rule 34 joke over there, Mark. I've watched enough Funhouse to know what Rule 34 is. Somewhere in Queens. I love Aunt May in this movie. I love Aunt May to death. She's such a badass.
Did she have to kick the door open? Yes.
Yeah, she did. I'm not gonna lie, this gives off a lot of Batcave vibes.
It does.
Spider buggy, spider bike. PS4 Spidey. Iron Spider. Scarlet Spider. Should I stop naming them?
Just gonna, yeah, it's like you're just gonna keep on.
And a Spider-Man with a cape.
Hey!
Big time letdown Spider-Man. Shock Absorbing Spider-Man. Classic Spidey. Now I'll be quiet.
Are you sure? I do love the costume. I also find it very interesting that some of the stuff just suggesting you guys should add a timer. Yeah, I agree.
Well, if you'd like to know, Mark, we are 1 hour, 1 minute, and 40 seconds in. We'll try to keep it updated.
Yeah.
We'll definitely work on it for next commentary for sure. That way everybody can keep up with us.
Yeah, normally I'm posting updates and stuff in the chat. I mean, in the comment section.
But this is probably the most spontaneous commentary we decided to do. It
But
can get weird.
I definitely agree. Next time we'll have a timer.
For sure. The best part, all the animations look so unique. Oh, I love that robot. Yeah, man. They also have to give the guy a break. He just became Spider-Man. Does anybody else realize the Prowler outfit looks different from the comics? In the comics, he's more yellow and green on the costume. I actually like this version better. Like it fits perfect with the stealth aspect that he's trying to go for. Mark, have you played the PS4 game? And if so, are you looking forward to the Miles Morales game coming out at the end of the year? I love the design of that outfit. It's so good.
Like the purple elements and things.
Mm-hmm. Like it's not overdoing it. I think this is also one of the best reveals in the movie because if you've never read the comics, it genuinely jumps out at you. But if you've read the comics, you're just waiting for that moment to happen because then it really feels like his origin's coming to a close. I think I know what you're talking about now when they made a mistake.
Oh.
It just clicked in my head. Is that what you're talking about?
If we're thinking about the same thing, which it'll be coming up here
relatively soon. Well, then we are thinking about the same thing, and I agree.
I think it took out a huge element that could have been interesting in the sequel.
Oh, so good. That reminds me of the shot from the PS5 trailer. When you jump through the cars. New Batman game. Ooh, buddy. We need to talk. What Batman game are you talking about? You talking about the Court of Owls one that Warner Bros. Keeps teasing? Because if so, then I completely agree with you. We were supposed to get something sometime this week for that Batman game. What's your favorite Batman game? Mine is City. Mine's City. Nights good, but City's my favorite. It's not even close. Are you planning on getting a PS5 or an Xbox One at the end of the year?
So there is a new Batman game coming.
Yeah, it's Court of Owls based.
It's coming out in the fall.
Wait, like officially?
That's what this says. It says February 4th, 2020. Comes out in the fall. It's a reboot. Sources close to GWW confirmed that the Warner Bros. Montreal new Batman game is a soft reboot for the critically acclaimed Batman Arkham franchise. This will come as a shock to some who are hoping to see the continuation of the popular franchise.
Arkham Origins is underrated. I think Arkham Origins is really good. I don't know why they didn't give it the remastered treatment with the Arkham Collection for PS4 and Xbox. But I really hope that since Montreal is putting out a new game, that they would give us a remaster for Origins. I think it'd be really cool. I would love to play Origins again.
Is that the latest one?
No, Night was the latest. Origins was prior. That was the one that came with the collection edition I got with the Joker statue.
Oh, okay.
The best part of that game, though, is the Heart of Ice DLC with Mr. Freeze. It's really cool. Such a unique take on Scorpion. You gotta go.
He said he loves the boss fights in Origins.
Ooh, what's your favorite boss fight? Obviously, I think I know which one you're talking about. Bane's my least favorite. Deathstroke's my favorite in that game. Such a wasted opportunity with Knight, if you agree with me, like how they set up such a great fight in that game, and then wasted for him to be the tank guy in Knight.
Yeah, too much Batmobile at night.
I agree. The Batmobile gets overbearing by the end of by the time you're done.
So this is the moment that I'm talking about.
I understand why they did it, because it propels him to where he goes.
It's just I don't know how I feel about it necessarily doing it. You know?
I wonder if also because we couldn't get Mahershala Ali to come back to do a sequel, maybe too.
I don't know.
Because he's fantastic in this movie. Well, I'm gonna pause out for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom, but I'll be right back. Keep talking, Mark. It's good hearing from you, dude.
An hour and 14-minute bad boy, guys. The next one we do, which I think is going to be possibly Sonic. Yeah, it could be wrong. We might choose something a little darker than Sonic. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to try to figure out a way to get a timer and things up on the screen. For your movie commentaries, or is it just random? We're trying to do, at the moment, that's a great question. We're trying to get one a month on a random day. We don't exactly have one. We tend to announce them while we do during our podcast that comes out once a week. I'm trying to get them out on Mondays. We record them on Sundays. But hopefully, we'll see. There could be a chance where we do two, but we're trying to get at least one out a month. And because we both work and stuff, sometimes our days are different, and so that's why I changed. But hopefully we get them, we figure out a day towards the beginning of the month so everybody knows and things. And I can get it scheduled up on the channel and everything, and you guys can put the reminder on, whole 9 yards, as that's what I would prefer. As like this month, I know we have plans to probably do another one before the end of the month. It's up, so maybe next week, but that could change. As we have just now started doing them, we did one last month and 2 months ago. It was the end of April. That's what we did it in. We did Avengers, and we really liked doing it, and you guys really liked it too, and so we want to incorporate more into the channel. And normally, we're not together. We live in different homes and stuff, and so it's he's on one side, I'm on the other. That's normally how it works. Do you have any specific person you would like to play Miles? Like if they could get like when he comes live action, as I'm pretty sure he will be coming to live action at some point or the other. We actually do end up talking about that on the podcast coming out probably tomorrow when I get home, and I think I'm gonna be uploading it. But who's like your fan cast for the character? Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I've been kind of trying to think about it. I think possibly maybe an unknown actor. Like try to go out and find a gem, kind of like they did for Holland, as I think that really worked out in their favor.
I'm with him. I don't know who I would fan cast.
Yeah, so I was just saying the same thing. A Blair, I was like, it's a possibility where maybe to do another, like, go and try to find someone like they did for Tom Holland. Has it really worked out?
You know what's crazy? If he didn't play Uncle Aaron, I think if they want to do an older Miles, I think Donald Glover would have been a really good choice.
Well, I mean, Donald Glover, like, truly, like, campaigned for the role for a very long time, which got him the role
of Aaron.
Yeah. But he is just too old. Because they're going to go for a much more teenage, probably. If they're going to put him in with the current cast of characters that we have.
No, there's also who's to say that they don't do anything with the MCU Miles, and instead we get a Sonyverse Miles Morales, and for some odd reason they let Donald Glover play an adult version of Miles.
I still don't think it's going to be possible. But maybe, who knows? I mean, honestly.
Anything's really possible. I think
Miller's Miles, probably Ray Fisher. I don't know.
Ooh.
I think Ray Fisher would be a great older Miles. Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's stuck currently in what
Not necessarily.
We don't know what the Snyder Cut's going to do.
Yeah.
That's actually
he could be stuck over there with Cyborg. But I do think that would be a really, really good choice.
Quick question there, Mark. Are you excited for the Snyder Cut coming to HBO Max? Like, does it make you excited for the subscription service, or how are you on that? Because obviously you're a Batman fan. Are you looking forward to Pattinson's Batman film? I know we're watching Spider-Man film right now, but obviously you're more intrigued with the DC side. So I'm just genuinely curious how you're feeling about all that. One of the best moments of the movie. Now, see, there's a very adult joke with that scenario.
Yes, accurate. There's a very adult joke every time he does his web.
Here we go.
But ultimately, the album is just amazing.
It's so good. Oop.
Just there. I got it. Just a fact. Yeah, looking forward to it. I love the Snyderverse. Don't hate me. Oh, we love it too.
No. There's no hate here, man. There's no hate at all. Here, let's settle this little debate. Do you prefer the Ultimate cut or the theatrical release of BVS? I prefer Ultimate. He prefers theatrical. When we watch the commentary, you'll find out why.
Yeah, there will be at one point when we get closer to the Snyder cut coming out, we're going to be reacting to every movie moving forward.
Including the inevitable 84 film eventually when it comes out.
Ultimate. Easy.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Now, do you agree with me that it helps flesh out the Lex Luthor stuff more? In that one, he thinks it's just hand feeding it to people in that version, which I think is completely incorrect. Now, here's my other thing for you. Do you prefer the standard or director's cut of Suicide Squad?
Do you like Suicide Squad at all?
Yeah, I prefer neither. I'm not a fan of the film. I don't know which version you go with.
I prefer the extended cut just because I like some of the extra scenes. I still don't, it didn't hold up. I did not like it as much as I did when it first came out back in 2016.
Yeah, because remember there was that one night that Mom and Tim were watching it in the living room, and we sat down and watched a little bit of it, and it just didn't.
That's
Really
I turned it on.
Yeah. It just didn't work.
You didn't like it before. Your opinion does not count.
I call Suicide Squad what I call Ghostbusters 2016, which is great ensemble around a really bad movie. Who's Gwen's MJ? Who like who in her verse would be that equivalent?
That's a good question. I like the haircut.
There's no haircut yet, buddy.
No, but I do understand what you mean.
Yeah. Do you want the haircut to come out?
Yes, I agree. That's a winky face. But no. Yeah, that's a sly smile.
So
and I do believe if the haircut is the original draft that he did talk about on Twitter and things, I think it would be amazing. If it's not, I still want to see all the extra Joker scenes. So ultimately, I'm on board, but I think it's a missed opportunity.
Now here's my more divisive question, because he doesn't like this movie, and I love this movie. What's your opinion on Man of Steel?
I would say, well, we'll see what he says, but I would think he probably likes it just because he does like the Snyderverse, and that's what started it all.
It's the integral. I love Man of Steel to death.
And who knows? Maybe I've only seen it twice.
It's so. I watched it recently. It still holds up. It's so good. For as old as that movie is, it still holds up.
That'll be the first one we start reacting to.
Also, I'm just curious, what's your opinion on Justice League? Because that's the one that you and I universally both agree on. We did not like it at all.
Nope.
There's some aspects of it that are good, but I think it's the best Cavill's been at when it comes to being like heroic Superman minus this whole mustache thing.
I like evil Superman, so they had that going for it for 22 seconds.
We'll see what Snyder Cut brings us.
Oh, so we were talking about commentaries, and yes, I love Man of Steel.
Good job, buddy.
Talking about commentaries and stuff, and I had said that we're trying one a month.
Yeah. So this will be our one for June, and then July. Like I heard you guys.
Oh, same. Just like broke his heart.
Yeah.
What a letdown of a movie. Truly.
It just showed that DC and Warner Brothers were trying too hard, too fast.
No, it showed that Warner Brothers did not have trust in its creator and decided to... Well, actually, from all the articles and stuff that came out afterwards, it was mostly Jeff Johns who just did not agree with what Zack Snyder was trying to do. And...
I'm glad they got rid of Johns.
Yeah.
I really am, because I feel like ever since they got rid of him, they have been propelling the universe in a better direction, like Shazam, Aquaman, hopefully 84.
I'm very excited for it.
I'm nervous. How are you feeling about the cheetah design, Mark? I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, but, and so I figured we'd figure out what the movie is, and then we would announce it during the first podcast of the month. And I get it set up on the day that we're planning on doing it and stuff.
I figured we should really aim July for Sonic, because we keep talking about it. So I think July's movie should be Sonic. Unless something else drops that we both want to watch. Is there any particular film you like to watch us react to, Mark? Obviously, you're a DC guy. I don't know, maybe we can watch a DC film on the original day for Wonder Woman in August.
Yeah.
Definitely stay subscribed to the channel, buddy. We'll definitely, keep everybody updated with what's going on. And, he does Twitch. I am planning on doing the entire Spider-Man game leading up to Miles in October and November. So just keep up with it, guy. Keep up with it. Fuck you, Scorpion. You're hurting my robot.
They are vicious in this film.
I love Mulaney in this movie. And the fact that this is his first real acting credit boggles my mind. He's so good in this movie.
All the voice acting is just so good.
Nicolas Cage still shocks me.
Well, thank you for subscribing. Well, thank you for being a subscriber. It means a lot.
Yeah, man, it really does. I don't know if you watched our podcast recently from this past week. What story?
I've not uploaded the podcast that we did yesterday.
Oh, you have not?
Nope.
Okay.
It will be a tomorrow thing.
Of any of the stories dropping, how do you feel about the Batwoman situation? I'm curious.
If you watch the
If you watch any of the Arrowverse stuff, how you feel about the Batwoman stuff? I love that suit. If that suit's not in the Miles game, I'm gonna be really upset. Oh, it's so cool.
Mm.
Oh. I'm not crying, you're crying.
I am not crying.
I love how they're not over dramatic with the whole "you okay" thing of like it's just the thing they all understand.
I don't watch CW stuff. I'm not feeling it. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I get it. I'm in the middle of binge watching all of it. But if I'm being completely honest, I started because we're in quarantine and there really isn't anything else to do.
Mm-mm.
And I've watched Flash season 1 and 2 and Arrow season 1 and 2. That's probably it.
Well, you watch the good stuff, I can tell you that much. You watch the real good stuff because really after that it goes just, in my opinion.
I'm loving Arrow season 3. I can care less about the Hong Kong shit, but the actual storyline that's going through and through, I'm enjoying. It's cute.
So, are there any superhero shows that you watch out of curiosity, Mark? Like, are you watching any stuff on the DC Universe app? Did you watch any of the Marvel stuff on Netflix?
I like the DC animated universe.
Ooh, which one's your favorite? I go between Justice League and Batman. Are you talking about the movies or the series?
And if it is the series, because the animated universe for the DC movies, they're all connected in one way, shape, or form. If it is a series, which one is your
favorite?
The one that you enjoyed the most? Both. Okay, so which one for series? If you
favorite cartoon and favorite animated movie that they've done. Obviously, Batman the Animated Series for me, and my favorite film they've done is Flashpoint Paradox. Or my Sorry about technical difficulties, guys, but that's the thing you get when you go live. So, Mark, now that we are back to answer your questions originally, if you're still here, buddy, both animated and film and TV movie wise, which one's your favorite?
Well, if we're about the Brandon movie.
All right. Yeah. So if you want to know where we're at through all that escapade, we are an hour 42.
Very sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah.
Our internet decided to wig out, and now it's wigging back in, but I went over to my hotspot because it still said we were live, and I was like, oh, I don't want to have, like...
Yeah.
We are back, yes. Our internet cut out, and I jumped over to my hotspot on my phone. We're at the very, very end of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna be watch party after party. Yeah, we're gonna be live for probably like 10 extra minutes afterwards that the movie ends.
Yeah.
A very, very good movie.
Yeah. We're gonna go. You want to skip to the end credit scene?
Yeah, we can.
This movie holds up brilliantly. There's not a single problem with this movie.
10 out of 10. Yep. 10 out of 10. Completely agree. I'd say the only thing that I would possibly change
Just
is
the Aaron situation.
They killed Aaron.
Oh, that actually worked. This is one of the best end credit scenes in any movie.
That I don't think I've ever seen.
You've never seen this?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh.
I love the fact that they reference one of the best memes in the world. You're pointing at me. No, you're pointing at me.
Alright, for the next 10 minutes,
You guys got us.
Until 2:40 in the afternoon, in the morning, we will be answering whatever questions and things that you guys want to know.
So, is there anything you guys want to know about, like, the podcast coming up? Like, if we got anything going on specifically going on in the month of June?
Also, any recommendations for movies you guys would like to see?
Mm-hmm. I've always thought about doing a Star Wars one.
We talked about it.
Not the movies. Like us doing a Clone Wars
one.
We're
not doing TV shows. This is strictly movie commentaries.
You can watch the Clone Wars movie.
I mean, we could.
Yeah, this is basically just a time for you guys to ask us any questions for a little bit, just to kind of get the feel. So do you think the movie holds up?
Oh yeah, I think it's absolutely beautifully perfect. I really enjoyed it.
It's one of my favorite. It's still one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 5 probably of all time.
It's very, very, very good.
I know there's one movie we need to watch in October, Joker.
Yeah,
for its year anniversary. I think we should watch Joker.
Yeah, we will definitely be watching Joker. But maybe not in October. We might do it in September, because in October I'm definitely gonna make him watch a horror film.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Maybe I'll make you watch I'll make you watch one you've never seen before. It's kind of scary, but
so far it's worked out pretty well.
Also much more psychological.
I love those.
So it sits with you, but you're terrified.
Hey, what's up, viewer? Welcome into the after party of Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. Minus the delay. That was... What is your top 3 comic book movies of all time?
That's a great question. I'll put them up on the screen.
Ooh, buddy.
Really enjoy your profile picture.
That's Arkham Origins Batman. What is up, my dude? Heck yeah. There we go. All right, so
you answer first, and I'll be back, and I'll answer.
So number 3, probably The Dark Knight. Number 2, Joker. And then number 1, probably this is Into the Spider-Verse. Probably. The MCU hits my number 4. Iron Man number 1 is my number 4, and then Captain America: Winter Soldier is my number 5. But it's so hard not to top Batman, and I really, really, really like those 2 films. I think Dark Knight's the best Batman movie, but I think Joker is the best DC Elseworlds movie they've put out. But yeah, Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse is a perfect comic book movie. It's in its own field, in my opinion. So Spider-Man and Spider-Verse is number 1.
Let's see here. I would say my number 3 is trying to think. I'm trying to be kind of like even in my head and what I pick by picking.
Well, remember, it doesn't have to be both Marvel and DC. There's other comic book films too.
That is true.
Because my number 6 is V for Vendetta.
I would say probably my number 3 is Spider-Man Spider-Verse. Overall, I would say just technically, just because it is an amazing film. From minute 1 to the final minute, you enjoy the whole time. You're
never bored.
You're engrossed. It feels like a comic book. I think animation is the only really true way to do that. And so I'd say that's probably my number 3. My number 2 is definitely Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that movie's good.
And then my number 1, I'd say Joker, probably.
For right now, it's probably Joker.
Yeah.
What's the toss up? I can see the toss up in your mind. What are you going between?
Well, sometimes Avengers Endgame is up in there, just because it is Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel wrong putting it number 1 just because it's Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, obviously. I don't know. I would say at this moment, it probably is Spider-Man: Spider-Verse, Winter Soldier, which is by far
it's still my favorite MCU movie.
One of my favorite MCU movies, and then Joker, because I think it went above and beyond an actual comic book film.
Plus, Joker just genuinely shocked us for how good it was.
I think which is because it didn't feel like a comic book film, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with not feeling like a comic book film or feeling like a comic book film. I always enjoy.
That's why
BBS
Ultimate Edition, Man of Steel, and Watchmen. Way to give Snyder some love, man. That's so in that order. Which
you know what we should watch next month? If I can find it, we should watch Watchmen.
We should watch the director's cut of Watchmen. Now in that order, what's your number 1?
It probably goes. It's my best guess. Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition, Man of Steel, and then Watchmen.
Watchmen's really good. Watchmen. Did you watch the Watchmen show on HBO?
Oh yeah, did you watch the Watchmen show on HBO?
I got through 3 episodes and it was just too much for me. I couldn't do it.
Did you enjoy the comic beforehand, or was it the movie that made you interested in it overall?
That's a good point. Did you also read any of the before Watchmen stuff that they put out a couple of years ago?
No, I haven't. TV show is amazing. Highly recommend.
TV show is really, really good. And if you've seen the movie, they do some stuff with the movie from the show that's really, really cool. Any other questions you got for us? Like, what's your go-to comic book movie score? Like, if you're listening to music while you're playing a game or you're working out, like, what's your go-to music? For me, it's the movie made me interested in the book. That's cool. I mean, it's never a bad thing to use the material to go back and read the origin stuff. That's how it was with me. The Dark Knight Returns book really got me interested in the animated film they did a couple years back. And so then I went back and reread the book again.
So, Zachary.
Mm-hmm.
The director, not the Ultimate Cut?
Old cut.
Man of Steel.
Dude, man. His flight, the flight theme, it's so good. It's so good. And I love how they incorporate the Man of Steel stuff in the BVS in the beginning of the movie when Bruce is going through Metropolis, and they incorporate his theme into the theme with Batman. His Batman theme's really good too. I think that was my biggest issue with Justice League is that Hans was supposed to do the composure for Justice League, but he was so done with everything going on with the movie that they brought in Elfman and Junkie XL to do the score, which Elfman's score wasn't bad. We got the 89 Batman score in there, but I thought his score was just okay.
I think Justice League overall is just genuinely a bad movie.
It's a clusterfuck. There's a lot going on that does make. I mean, the mustache stuff doesn't help at all either.
I think overall it was just a bad movie. And it really ended up hurting, I think, the DCEU. And
look at the direction it took the DCEU. I mean, they completely dropped it. But now with Snyder Cut coming back, what are they going to do now?
They could bring it back and revive it.
So out of curiosity, I had a question for you. I've been thinking about it. Does this bring up any worrying about 84 trying to retcon stuff from the Snyder Cut, and then we get Snyder Cut the year after, and they retcon 84?
No, because we really don't know what the favorite non-MCU Marvel movies.
Favorite non-MCU Marvel movie? Oh boy, he's hitting some deep territory now. Because there was a lot before the MCU happened. Like yours, like Blade was really in your category back when we were kids. You loved the Blade. You loved Trinity, which I never got why. Trinity was okay. My favorite non-MCU film, probably Spider-Man 2. I love Spider-Man 2 to death.
No, Snyder's producer of Wonder Woman 1984.
So he's got some kind of connection down. Maybe him and Jenkins have been working on stuff for Snyder Cut within 84. Maybe.
I don't know. I have a lot of trust. I feel like it's gonna be.
Look at this guy. He knows his stuff.
I would say my favorite non-MCU Marvel movie. Yeah, exactly what he said. I would probably go Blade 2 to be exact.
Thank God. You watched Trinity more when we were kids. Than
It's because Blade 2 scared me.
Blade 2 is so good. Guillermo del Toro, man. It's just Guillermo. Guillermo del Toro can direct the shit out of a film. Shape of Water, clearly. He can also direct fish fucking. But, less said about that right now, the better. That was one of the best reactions of us watching movies when that happened. I remember that clearly. We watched Shape of Water and that high as fuck Winnie the Pooh movie afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole massacre.
The whole thing of Owl flying out of the hole saying, "Go get us a rope," and flying back into the hole. So clearly you're a Snyder fan. Is there a Snyder film that you don't like? For me, it's Sucker Punch.
I love Sucker Punch.
What do you think of 300?
I love 300.
Is there a Snyder film that you don't like?
I enjoy Man of Steel.
Which boggles my mind.
It's probably the only one that I just didn't really care for.
How come you didn't like Man of Steel?
We talked about this before. And I'll talk about more when we do like actual commentary over it. Because it could have changed. I just have very strong memories about it.
Oh man, I didn't even think about the X-Men movies.
Oh, Dawn of the Dead. See, I enjoyed Dawn of the Dead. He directed that.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead's good.
But that's a good reason not to like it because you don't like zombie movies. And that's a very extreme zombie movie as well.
Extreme?
Yeah.
Understated. Me and my dad recently watched the old 80s Dawn of the Dead movie, and how he got what his film out of that movie, I don't get. They're two very separate entities. Are you excited for his new movie coming out on Netflix next year? His new zombie movie coming out?
Who?
Snyder's.
No, probably. He said he didn't like zombie movies.
Oh. Are you going to watch it because it's Snyder?
Answer probably yes.
Just to give it a whirl? Well, besides Snyder, who's your other favorite director you like watching stuff do? Like for me, give me a Quentin Tarantino, give me a Nolan.
Yeah, I'll probably support it.
There you go. For me, it's my favorite director besides Sam Raimi is probably Tarantino, because Django Unchained is probably my number one personal favorite movie of all time. I love that movie to death. Django Unchained is so good. That'd be a fun film to watch, but not right now. I don't know. Would that be an appropriate film to watch right now?
No.
With the messages it does? No. Hateful Eight neither.
He has 3 new movies coming out.
Man, we should have this guy on the show. Favorite? Oh, we're still on that one.
I just haven't.
Yeah.
No one. Oh, James Wan. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. You're a Wan guy.
love James Wan.
Favorite James Wan movie for you? Which includes Saw.
Yeah, well, yeah. Duh. He's the creator of Saw. I'm gonna have to go probably with The Conjuring. Just because I think he was I don't know. It's between The Conjuring, Furious 7, and Aquaman. Because I think all three films, The Conjuring, it rewoke a whole generation of horror fans. And that right there is like a standalone.
There's enough to say on its own.
And his directing, I think, was the tightest it was. Furious 7, because of Paul Walker and how he handled and how all that stuff came together. That right there deserves to be on the favorite list.
Of any, yeah.
And Aquaman, because I just think Aquaman, once again, was just so beautifully directed.
Aquaman's just fun.
Fight scenes in Aquaman are just so good.
Yeah. You know, I haven't told you that. I rewatched that movie a couple weeks ago. I was too harsh on that film. That film's just fun. If you take out the seriousness of that story, the movie's just fun. Now, if we're going to get our same old Mara back in Aquaman 2, that's a whole other thing.
I don't think definitely not going to happen.
Do you think they'll recast her?
No, I think they'll just go with somebody else. I think there's a lot of other people out there. And he has other
Aqualad. They could bring in Aqualad.
He has
diversify the cast a little bit more.
Love interest and stuff in the movies and in the books. Mm-hmm. It's not just Mara. So I would say don't recast her. Just let it go.
Favorite Nolan movie?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Inception. I love Dark Knight as a superhero film. My favorite Christopher Nolan movie is Inception. Inception makes me think every time I watch it.
I never got on the Inception hype train.
My least favorite Nolan film? Probably Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Dunkirk's boring. What about you? Favorite Wan or least favorite Nolan or least favorite Wan or favorite Nolan?
I don't honestly know if I have a least favorite
from Wan. I love his Saw stuff. Saw's fun. He knows how to make fun movies, but in interesting ways. Like Furious 7. Furious 7 is a darker film, but he makes it fun though. And I think he did the most impossible task that other people have tried to do, and I think he succeeded more at it than most people have.
No, I'm not a huge fan of Insidious. Those are from him.
I heard they got better. Have you liked anything from the Conjuring verse except for the main ones?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I didn't like was The Nun.
You told me your story about The Nun. You told me about your theater watching experience with The Nun, how funny it was because how bad it was. Yeah,
I've only almost walked out of 3 movies in my life. One is Conjuring. No one is The Dark Knight.
You two are definitely on a level together.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Completely agree. But yeah, I've only wanted to walk out of 3 movies in my life. The Nun was one of them. I didn't walk out of that. I wanted to. Several points. And then I did walk out of The Secret Life of Pets 2.
You did walk out of it?
I did, yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I watched the first 20 minutes, and then I watched the last 20 minutes, and everything in the middle. I didn't even need to watch the middle.
Yeah, because they were all.
I knew exactly what was going on.
Shorts.
As soon as I walked in, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's totally where I thought this was going to be." Favorite live action Batman. Now, is this favorite live action Batman movie, or
no? He's asking favorite live action Batman actor, and are you considering all the freaking serials? back from the 60s and 70s because, I mean, for doing that, I mean, oh, it's so hard.
Okay, my favorite Batman, like actual Batman, would probably be Bale. I think I liked him best in the suit. My favorite Bruce Wayne, however, is Ben Affleck.
Okay, now I have to ask if we're considering film, does this count Mask of the Phantasm? Because Mask of the Phantasm was in theaters for a short time back in '95.
Live action.
I wish you would just said favorite Batman because I could easily just say Conroy be done.
Nope, live action.
Live action. Okay. So,
and he did say, yeah, the older ones.
So the older ones count? Okay.
Yeah, it just has to be live action.
So
I don't like Bale's voice. Yeah, I agree. You know,
that's universal though. Like no one really likes the voice that he does. I mean, it's worse in Dark Knight Rises. He does it way too much in Dark Knight Rises. So
I think that's a fair point. I don't know then. I would still probably, for my favorite Batman, I still enjoyed, even if I didn't like his voice, I still enjoyed his portrayal and how he moved around and stuff. I think the whole spider thing with Ben Affleck I thought was really interesting, but I still.
For me, it's 89. It's Keaton. I can go back and watch both Batman and Batman Returns any night and go with it. Keaton's my favorite.
I agree. It would be cool if Robert Pattinson is a young Batfleck. I don't believe it's going to happen.
I hope it's not.
Because the fact that the newest rumor is going around is that it's not a period piece and that it's actually set in modern day Gotham.
Also, I mean, like, you and I both loved Joker last year, and I like this concept going forward because if I keep using it as an example because it's completely true. If Snyder Cut does well and Ben wants to come back, then let Pattinson's stories be an Elseworlds thing where he's not connecting anything and they just can solely focus on that because there's a rumor going on right now that Joker could show up in Pattinson's Batman movie.
See, once again, like I said, the script or whatever very clearly states that it's modern day.
Right, but if we're going to do that, then would they do their own version of the Joker?
What? Oh. Gotcha. Well, I am personally kind of tired.
Yeah, same.
And things, but this was a ton of fun.
We appreciate you, Mark, hanging out with us for the majority of the film.
Once again, we will be announcing if it is Sonic. We'll
let you know. First podcast of July, we'll let you know what our movie's going to be.
Yep. Our first podcast will be at the end. It'd probably be like at the end
of the month, probably.
No, the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll probably announce it. And then we'll have a date for you and everything, and I'll go ahead and create it and things. It was nice talking with you too.
Yeah, dude. Just hit us up on either of our main other YouTube channels that we have, or hit us up on here. If you have any questions, I think going forward, if we're doing this live, I think we should do fan questions at the end of the podcast. If we got people watching, I think it'd be fun. So just doing this after the show or whatever, I think it'd be fun. Cause I like this a lot.
Yeah, we'll do Q&As and stuff afterwards as well, just like this one.
Yeah.
Where we talk about the movie, if that's what we decide to talk about or whatever. Like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, this was fun.
All right, well, we will see you guys soon. Personally, on the channel coming out this week since you are a subscriber, we have a podcast coming out tomorrow. It's a shorter one, but it's
I think this will easily, help with the runtime. If you want longer content with us, Spider-Man, I think will hold you over pretty well.
And also, Harley Quinn. My reactions to the next 2 episodes for DC Universe's Harley Quinn will be going up as well, probably on Wednesday or Thursday.
I definitely think you'll see Mark around those videos, probably.
So, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, and we'll see you on the next commentary. Bye, guys.